and welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. Excuse me, I'm eating a cookie. Hey, fur baby. Fur. Chill. Just chill. Or go work properly. You're not working right now. I'm not giving you my cookie. So today, we will be working on what we started the last 2 days ago. Now I have my pieces pinned that I want to work with, and already got Sass cleaned and she's ready to go. And yeah, so I'm going to start to put the pieces together. Put my cookie away. So Sass is ready. I got her stringed up already. She's ready to work for me. So I'm going to start first with putting together the pants section, and I'm going to use my setting number 1, which gives my stretch fabric 3 sets of stitches, and I've found that stitch works best for me when I'm sewing stretch material. So now I believe this is my back panel. It seems a lot smaller. Let's look at this. I'm gonna have to trim a little bit off of that. I don't know how come cut that like that. I need these two to line up, so I'm just going to trim here right now. Okay, it's the same now. So where I have my pins in that middle seam there, I'm just gonna go with my triple stitch now, and I'm setting my machine foot down with the pedal just right at the edge of that end there. I'm using that as my guideline on that pedal. So here I go. Be a little bit noisy. Vibration there. As I go along, I just take out my pins as I'm sewing. So there, the first piece has been sewn. And that's what it looks like. That's the side that will Well, it won't really be visible because frills will be over it anyhow. So I'm just going to put that aside for now, and I'm going to take my other section and remove my top pin, position it into my machine, and start sewing it. So if you notice, while I was sewing the other piece, I try to hold my fabric very gently, just helping to guide it where I want it to go. I try not to pull on it or anything, or then you'll get waves if you pull. Okay, so I have both ends together now, and I'm just gonna open both of them up and bring it together. And I want to go to this center part here, both of them, and I just want to join them together. So right now I'm just trying to line up both centers to meet to the best of my abilities. Sometimes they would move, reposition themselves. So yeah, I just try my best to center them together and get it back into my machine. And the same stitch we're going to use for this part as well. I'm just making sure right now I have both ends meeting the best I can, so I can just sew straight across, binding them together. So with this stitch, you don't have to go backwards after you get to the end or when you're starting. I want to straighten it here a bit. Looks crooked. Yeah, you don't need to go backwards and frontwards when using this stitch because it's 3 times back and forth. It's already doing back and forth already, so you don't need extra back and forth. And I noticed because I forget sometimes which stitch I'm using, and I'm used to going back and forward to seal my stitch, and I've tried it a few times with this stitch and my machine does not like it. It gets really upset, clogs the strings, and yeah, so you don't want to do that, especially with this stitch. So now I want to join the side panels together, and I'm just going to go from up top and find the 2 top pieces, put it together the best I can, and run it down with the same stitch that I'm using now. I'm gonna run it down to about here because it has curves on the side, so I can't go all the way down. I'm gonna have to clean it up a bit as well as, yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little work on that, make it a little bit more pretty. So I'm just gonna slap these two together here, and the same stitch pattern. This stitch pattern I will be using almost throughout the entire connecting and frilling, and yeah, it will be this stitch. I am thinking about using the zigzag stitch as well, but that's mostly for sealing the edges and stuff like that. It's all for hidden work. So I'm just making sure I have both right sides together, and go. That should be enough. Now I do the other side. Okay. So both sides have been anchored now together. That's what it looks like when you turn it inside out. Don't look like nothing much yet, but it will grow. So this is one of my leg frill, and this is my other leg frill. I'm gonna go ahead and bind these ends together. That's one. I do the same thing to the other one. Wow. Oh, I thought you wanted me, so I had to walk back. Oh. You were dogging the wall? I mean, you were wanting the dog? Okay, so both have been joined. That, and now I'm going to join this waistband here. I'm going to need a lint brush for this one. This is all you, Paul Bear. This is all you. It always has to be a part. So that's my last piece that I need to bind for now with that stitch. So I'm just gonna move my setting now over to my zigzag stitch, and I'm just using the standard setting for that, not programming anything special. I think the standard is just fine for what I'm doing here. So right now I'm just turning over my waistband, just folding it in half to make it double-sided. There it is. Almost looks like a headband. So my stitch is going to be the center of the back, and that's what I'm going to take right now. I'll just put this side so I can show you what I'm doing. So I have the center, and I'm just going to use that as my point to measure, so I know that's the back. Folding it into half, I know this is the front. So I'm going to take a pin and I'm going to put it into the front, just to mark where the center is. And this center pin, when time to connect it to the pants, will line up with the center for the front, and the back will line up with the center for the back. Now, to find the side ones, you're going to open it out and you're going to touch the back panel where you have the connection with the pin, just lining them up together like that. Once you do that, then you're going to find your corners, your both sides. So just like that, you're marking it with both centers and put a pin in it. Just be careful when you're putting your pin not to stab your little fingers. That shit hurts. Yeah, don't want to do that. Did that a lot. So just be careful. Almost did it just now. Yep. Alright, so I got my points. And even though I have my mark in the back, I'm just going to put that pin there. Not as reference or anything, but I'll be using that when I start connecting my pieces. So I'm not going to start to connect this onto this as yet. Why? Because I want to add one of my frills into that. So now I'm going to start sealing my frills. Let me find which one is for there. I want the smallest one for that panel. Okay, it's this one, I believe. This is the medium. This is the second, third, and fourth. Okay, put that back there for now. That's 4. Goes around the legs. Just gonna give it a peek right now to see if I really want to cut any more off the legs, or I think I'm just gonna stay with what I got. I think I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy with what I have. So now I'm going to anchor my first frill here. Now I'm thinking about making a lovely little crochet design as my border hem, but I want to make sure that it's pretty strong and anchored on there tightly. So I'm gonna seal all my ends with the zigzag stitch, and then when I crochet I will fold and pierce 2, or I might just pierce 1 and just fold. I haven't quite decided that yet, but I want to give it a little extra added structure because I'm gonna put a lot of time into this piece and I want it to last. I don't want it to start ripping out a few wears, so I'm pretty rough too with my stuff, so I needed to be able to take what will happen to it. I need it to stand up to whatever I get hung up into, or yeah. So now I zigzag, and I'm just going to seal my bottoms for now. Yeah, I think that's all I need for now. Woo! Careful with that string. Try to go the other way. I think you did. Okay. Saved it. Gonna clean that up. Yeah. Let's see. There we go. Rolled on me. That's one frill down. Okay, so I'm going to take my chalk and I'm just gonna mark my pieces right now so I can distinguish them quite easy. So this is my first one, so I'm just gonna give him a 1. This is my second frill, so I give him a 2. This one is 3. And then I don't think I have to mark the little ones because they're pretty unique in their own way. They're the only ones that have stitches. Might be here a while because this is a pretty good size frill. I'm doing the right side. Thought I was doing the inners just now. I only want to do the outer side as that's where the crochet pattern will be sitting in here. It's a stretch so it won't ravel or anything like that, so it doesn't need the security inside the pants. I might put it, it's not a necessity because I'm using a 3-stitch pattern to bind them together, so yeah, it's pretty solid together. My fabric kind of moved just now, so I had to reposition it. Now it's back in place. I just need the 2 leg pieces to be sealed, and then we can move on to our next step. So I did this inner part that I joined together before. I put the zigzag on it, not necessarily because it needs it, but because it will be in a location. It's a frill, so it will move, and yeah, it's a frill and it will move, so it might flip up and you will see the inners. So make it look nice, it has a seal inside. Now I will continue. I'm just going to straighten this out a bit here. Now I zigzag it. So my last frill now to seal. position my fabric once more. Okay, I'm out of string here. Got prep. Got another one ready to go, so I won't be kept back. Okay, so being that I have my machine set up on the zigzag stitch, I'm gonna go ahead and seal the inners of the pants one time and just get it over with. Make it nice and pretty inside. Okay, I'm just gonna put that aside for now. Turn this back inside out. I'm just going to run alongside seams. Okay, I'm just gonna put down here for now. Take a break and cool down. Now, first, just gonna turn this back right side up after I trim middle. Yeah. So inside out. And now I'm going to start to mark it. I'm going to divide it into for the 4 connections. Let me get my tape here. And then let's see what we're working with. So up top here is going to have 1 frill, and down below is going to have 1. So now I know those 2 connection points already. Now I just need to find where the other 2 frill connection points going to be set at. And it will vary because it's not the same length throughout. It's a pants. Different area will have different lengths, so I'll just have to go through in stages and giving it little marks so I know what I'm working with. Okay, so I'm going to call this one 8. So I know 1 is there, 1 is here. Now, for my 2 frill that I need to connect inside here, I need to have an equal space between these 3 points here. So I have 8, and I need to divide 8 by 3. Son, how much time 8 can go into 3? Exactly, right? Yeah, it's gonna be 2 point something, I believe. I need to find my points in here, but I don't want to do math. Let me whip out my calculator. Let my calculator do my math for me. So I got 8 and I need it into 3 at 2.6 each one. Okay. There's only 8 spaces in here, so I'm gonna go 2.5. So I think 2.5 is good. Is it? No, 2.5 is not good. It has to be greater than 2.5. 1 there. No, so it can't be fully there. And 6 would be about here. Guess. Think. Not quite sure. Alright, that worked pretty nice. Not bad. So right here I'm just going to really get in there with my chalk and just really mark it real good. So why I'm heavily marking there is because I just want to take this piece over here to this side and just give it a nice little pat, you know, try to transfer some of that chalk over, and there we go. Now I have my points marked. Let's make it a little bit brighter. Okay, that's my corners. Where that frill is gonna go. Now I need to find the center. The center part will be from here to here. That will be the measurement, because that's where the other frill connect. So right here I'm going to be working with roughly 10. pen into tree. Light is shining there. A tree, 3.3 each one. I'm guessing 3.3 would be about there. I could get away with that one. Okay, so my folding over method that I used on my corners can't be used on the back because it's a total different measurement. So I'm just going to, you know what, I'm going to try to connect my dots right now. I don't normally do, but this is different because it's going to be a little bit of work to attach my frills inside. So I just want to make sure I have a nice guideline that I can follow to attach pretty little frills onto. I thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so grateful to be here working on this sweet piece. It's going to be very lovely, fun to wear, that for sure. It's going to have a lot of life in it. It's going to move. I love flowing clothes. You walk and it walks with you, it flows, just floats. So yeah, I hope this floats. Okay, so I'm happy with that. That is good enough for me to work with. Oh, he gave me an imprint. I don't think I will use said imprint. I might have to be careful when I mark out the one back here. It might try to show itself up front. Okay, so this does work actually, for whatever reason. Because here is 10, and 10 was 3.3, and I guessed that it was about there. So that line pretty lines up nicely there. This one, I need to take it down a little bit more. I would probably take that one down more too. So let's have to divide that. 3 and put it there. So this one needs to come up higher because my frill that I have attached up here is only 4 inches in length. Yeah. So the longest this part here can be is 3.5. And that's like stretching it. I don't even think it could be that long. I'm gonna have to take it up higher, because I cut 4 for the top frill, but at least a quarter of that is going to be inside of the hem. So it actually only comes up to 3 and a quarter. 3 and 3/4. So I need at least 3. I'm gonna take it up to 3. So maybe I do the same 3 and a quarter here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. That makes me happy. Let me see what I had here. Maybe I do the 3 and a quarter up here too. And I just take it straight across. I'll just do that. I'm just gonna go straight across. Okay. So being I know it imprints, I'm just gonna lift it a bit because I don't want to contradict my lines in the front. Try to mark only on this side of the fabric. There we go. Now I work this other side. I'm just gonna connect it right here. The other side. Okay. I need that other frill. The other frill was 5. See how much I have after this one. It's a big gap after that. Although my frill is 5. I'll make it here. It's 4. Give it a little bit more. I'm just connecting right now. Connect the other side. Together. I think it will probably be straight. It's okay. Alright. So it's marked out. I'm just gonna put that aside for now. And I'm going to get my first frill. Frill number 1. Thank you so much for joining me today. Very grateful to be able to share with you my craft, my hobby. So right now I am marking my point. I fold my piece in half and I mark both corners. And then I use those pins as my guide to find the center, and I mark both corners once more. There. Now I want to attach my frill to this and this, but before I do that, I'm going to run some string through it. I want the blue bar of the sides. For now, I can always string her back up later when I'm ready to use her. Okay. So I have me a friendly friendly little needle here. It's not too sharp to stab myself with, but he's sharp enough to go through my fabric. So what I'm gonna do here, I find this is the technique that I like it best. They have more techniques out there. You can also use the machine to do this technique, but I personally prefer to do this one by hand. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm just going to go in and out of my fabric, and I'm gonna do this all the way around. When I get to the end of that, I'm going to take my needle out, and then I'm going to use that string that was left inside this string. I'm going to use that to adjust my frill to the frill pattern that I desire inside of my piece. Yeah, I'm just going to work here. Might be a little bit quiet as I work. And if you want to try this, there's, in my opinion, no wrong or right way to do it. You don't have to do the stitch really close together or very far apart. You can be free with it and do what you feel. If you do a tighter stitch, then you have if you have a lot of fabric to work with, then you have the possibility of making really tiny little pleats into it. If you make farther distant stitch pattern, then you'll have more bigger, far apart frill pattern in it. I guess I can't really say far apart. It all depends how much fabric you're working with too, because you could have it far apart, the stitches from each other, but if you have like a lot of fabric to put together, then you'll still have a pretty beefy frill there. Just be careful when you get near your pins, your markers, and you can also use your chalk to mark your areas. I don't use the chalk anymore to do that because I've had instances in the past that I would rub the chalk off, because it's special chalk just for tailoring, so it's made easy to rub off and not stain the fabric. So while working my piece, my hands are touching it and it gets rubbed away, and then I have to reset my markers again. Sorry. So yeah, I prefer, even though I can pinch myself if I'm not being careful with my pins, I prefer the pins. Okay, so that is that, and I'm just gonna fish that end out of my string and just get my needle off. And it's a lot of string, so I don't think I can pull it all out, but I still want to be careful while I am adjusting it, as it's just one strand I am working with in there, so the possibilities are pretty high that I can snap that string. I don't want to do that, because if I snap that string, I'm gonna have to do my little stitch pattern here all over again. So to avoid that, I try to be very gentle while opening it. Now, any one of these markers can be my center, front, back, side. It doesn't matter. They're all divided equally. The one that does matter is this one and this one. So this is my front and this is my back, and this is my back and this is my front. So they will be paired that way. Now, between these two, between these two, I have to add pretty little frill here. So I don't want to go through sewing it onto one piece first and then sewing it onto the other piece after, because yeah, that's just a waste of time. One sew, that's what I'm here for, just one sew. So I'm just looking for my front. This is my front, and I want to pair my front with my front here. So this is my back. Do I want to pair my front with my front? No, I am sorry. I don't want to pair my front with my front. I want to pair my back with my front. Yeah. My bad. My bad. Okay, so here's my front. And here's my front. And this is my back. So I'm pairing my back panel with my front panel onto that middle there. And I'm just going to lift my pin and take it out and into both pieces. That is good. For the time being, I'm just going to pin the frill, and then I'm going to come back and attach that one, and then I'm going to sew everything together. So here we go. This is the second pin, and I'm just going to find that corner, line it up, lift, and go down into both pieces. And I just continue with that, making sure the frill is right. Here's my third one. This is my back. And I'm just centering that pin with the seam. Now I take it out and I pin both fabrics together. And I go to my last piece. And I do the same thing. I line that corner up with my corner pin, take my pin out, and pin it together. Now, that's what we got. Now I'm just going to take my string that I have here, and I'm going to start to pull on my string just a little bit. Now, while I'm pulling, I'm just shearing that pull out a little bit more. Just trying to share it out inside of the piece. I want each section to have equal amount of frilling before I connect that piece on there. I want to make sure this is nice. I'm just getting in here to try to hold on to this string from here, and this is to help allow me to be able to work this area, adjusting to what I need. I'm just sharing right now. I'm not measuring or anything. I'm just using my eyes and sharing the fabric out the best I can. Just trying to give each section enough so it can give me a nice little frill pattern down there. Once I am happy with that, Yes, I am happy with that. I'm going to just pin that frill pattern down. I think 2 pins are enough to just hold it in place there. Now I'm gonna go to the next, and I need to take out that slack there. I need to take it that way. So I'm just going to do the same thing that I did when I took that slack out. Just going to lift that string and give it a little pull. Make my piece flat, and now I'm going to try to just shear that frill.
Almost 5 hours.
It's almost 5. Yeah. So I'm just going to try to attach this part on, and then I'm going to end my stream for today. And I should be back tomorrow. If for whatever reason I cannot make it early, I will try to make it later. If that's not possible, then I try to come back on Friday. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm just gonna give it a few pins there. And now to position the last one. Okay, so there, that has been pinned. It's not looking all that cute yet because it only has one frill at the moment, but I know it will get better. It has to get better. So this is my back panel, and this is the back of the pants, and I'm just going to slide this over like a sleeve. And I'm going to line up those 2 pins and panels, and I'm just going sideways with it now. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I like to wiggle it a bit. Wiggle it just a little bit. And that helps to just shake that frill pattern down out of place. So when you run your machine over it, you're running over what you want to, and not running over your frill and pinching it. I've done that before too. Yeah, guilty as charged. So now I have one more to anchor, and it's the 5 o'clock hour, but I just want to show you guys how this is joined together. So I'm gonna bring Sass back for another go, and I'm just gonna give a look at my stuff in there. Hey, what? What? Okay, so I feel I have all my frill where I want it to be. I'm gonna get Sass. Huh? You want me in now?
That's fine.
I know, but I wanted to put that. Okay, we could do that tomorrow. Doesn't have to be rushed. Okay, guys. So I'll leave this. I have to like work Excel. But
if you don't get your
but if I finish in time, no, I have that will take time. But if I finish in time, I will be back. I will be back. So this is what we did for today, and we did a lot for today. All of this has been hemmed and ready to go. So I have this that I did in here. I have to do it to all of this. So I'm gonna try to do that later. So tomorrow when I come back, it's just to slap them frills on, and yeah. So I'm gonna say goodbye for today. I thank you so much for tuning in. If you're here with me now, I thank you. If you're tuning in later, I thank you. I thank you for your views. Thank you for your subscriptions. I thank you so much for joining me and spending this time together with me as I create a new piece. Thank you so much. Take care and have an awesome day. See you tomorrow. Bye.